Welcome students. In the last video, we had started chapter 2 of economics. And in this, we were discussing about human resource and economic activities. Now, now we will start the next topic about division of labor. Due to historical and cultural reasons, there is division of labor between men and women in the family. Women generally look after domestic chores and men work in the fields. It means generally the women do the household work and the men they work outside. And women are not paid for their services delivered in the family. The work which which are done by women in the family. The women are not paid for that work. That's why the household work done by women is not recognized in the national income, because the household work done by the women is not the economic activity. Okay, that is not the market activity. The women are not paid for that work, for the household work. That's why the household work done by women is not recognized in the national income. Thus, and women are paid for their work when enter the labor market. Labor market means when the women do the work in the outside world. When the women do the work in the outside world, then they are paid for their work. And education and skill are the major determinants of the earning of any individual in the market. It means the education and skill of a person, of any individual, determine the earning of the people. As much as his or her education and skill level is high, the earning of that people is high. These are the two determinants of the earning, education and skill. Now the next topic is quality of population. The quality of population depends upon the literacy rate, health of a person indicated by life expectancy and skill formation. And the quality of population also decides the growth rate of the country, how much the country grow. So these are the quality of population, and we are discussing these qualities one by one. First, we are discussing about the role of education. Education have so many benefits. It opens new horizons for the people. It means when the people become educated, that education opens new fields for them, new horizons for the people. They do different work. And second, it provides new aspiration and develop values of life. Education provides the new aspiration, new dreams, develop values of life to the people. And third one, it contributes towards the growth of society. With the help of education, the society grows. It provides a main role in the contribution, main role toward the growth of the society. Education enhances the national income. the income of the country. The national income increased with the education. When the more people of the country are educated, the national income increases. Next, it increases the efficiency of governance. Governance also affected with the help of education. Okay, when the educated people govern the country, the efficiency of that people is more compared to the uneducated people. That's why we can say the education also enhances the efficiency of governance. This is the benefits of education. This is the role of education in human life. Now next is steps to improve literacy rate. There are so many steps are taken by government to increase the literacy rate in the country. And for this, number one, there is a provision made for universal access. Universal access means the education provided to each and every person. And for this, the primary schools are open in each and every part of the country, in the villages. Second, the government the government gives special emphasis on the girls' education. Special emphasis on the girl education. And for this, girls' schools are open and the education for the girls are free up to 12. This is the step for increasing the girl education. So there are special emphasis is given by the government on girl education to improve the literacy rate among the girls. Next is Navodaya Vidyalaya. There is an establishment of pace setting of schools like Navodaya Vidyalayas in each district. And vocational streams have been developed to equip large number of high school students with occupation related to knowledge and skills. So Navodaya Vidyalayas are opened by the government in each district in which vocational streams have been developed. The students with occupation related to knowledge and skill are given. Next is Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan. This is the scheme which is started by the government, and under the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, the elementary education to all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years made compulsory. It means the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan is a significant step towards providing elementary education to all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years. The age group of 6 to 14 years. The children between 6 to 14 years, the education, the primary education, the basic education of these people became compulsory through this scheme, through the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan. Now the next scheme is midday meal scheme, and midday meal scheme has been implemented to encourage attendance and retention of children and improve their nutritional status. This midday meal scheme has dual objective. With this, there is the enrollment ratio of the students has been increased. The attendance ratio of the students has been increased. Through this scheme, the parents, especially the poor parents, they are initiated to send their children to school, because in the school they are provided midday meal. Midday meal means they are provided the lunch in the school. That's why This scheme increases the number of students in the school. A lot of poor people, a lot of poor parents and encouraged to send their children to school, because in the school they are provided the lunch, and with this lunch the nutritious level of the students, of the children also increased, which results in the better health of the student. That's why we can say midday meal scheme has dual objective. Number one, increases the number of students in the school, and secondly, they provided the nutritious diet to improve their health status. This is the first quality, that is the education. Now the second, health. First, we are discussing about the role of health, benefits of the health. It helps to realize potential of a person. Potential of a person, it means how much a person can do the work. The potentiality of the person can be realized through the health of a person. Secondly, it helps to realize the ability to fight illness. How much health of the person has the ability to fight against illness. If the body of the person affected, then how much that person's ability to fight against that illness. This is realized through the health of a person. And number three, it maximizes the output of the person to the overall growth of the organization. It means when a person is healthy, he or she can do the work with efficiency, which result in the maximum output. He or she can produce more and more goods and services, which results in the growth of the organization. That's why we can say the health of a person also play an important role in the life. Now the next is steps to improve the health status of a person by the government. Okay, which steps are taken by the government to improve the health status? Improvement in the health status of the population has been the priority of the country. And for this, the national policy aims at improving the accessibility of health care. When the national policy are framed by the government, then it focus on the accessibility of healthcare. Accessibility of healthcare means more and more hospitals, dispensaries are opened by the government, which provided the health facilities to the people. Second, there is special focus on the underprivileged section of the population. It means the people who are underprivileged. It means the people who are poor, which can't afford the maximum expenditure on the medicine and other hospital charges. And for this, the government also focus, and for this so many schemes are opened by the government, um, recently government started the Ayushman scheme for the poor people, and also in the government hospitals they were freely treated. In this way, the special focus was given to the underprivileged segment of the population to improve the health status of the poor people. And over the last 5 decades, India has built a vast health infrastructure. Vast health infrastructure mean कि there are so many improvement in the government hospitals. There are new technology, new diagnosis machines are in the government hospitals, which results in the better health status of the country's people.